Have you ever had one of those days? You walk into a room and forget why you're there. You struggle to find a simple word that's right on the tip of your tongue. We often laugh these moments off as a senior moment, but what if it's not just a harmless quirk of aging? What if it's a direct distress signal from your brain, telling you about something that happened, or rather, didn't happen the night before? Today, we're going to look at what truly happens deep inside your brain when you skip or skimp on sleep in your 60s and beyond. And the science is clear. It's far more than just feeling tired. It's a critical process that, when missed, can set the stage for serious long-term consequences. Welcome to Golden Wellness Way, where we explore timeless truths and modern science to help you live healthier, longer, and better. I'm so glad you're here with me. Sleep can be a frustrating topic. We know we need it, but life often gets in the way. For years, I viewed sleep as a luxury, something to catch up on when I had time. I saw it as a bank account I could overdraw and then just make a big deposit on the weekend. But as the science has become more and more compelling, I've realized that sleep isn't a luxury at all. It's a non-negotiable biological necessity, especially for protecting our most precious asset, our brain. So let's uncover the science together. Not to be alarmed, but to be empowered to protect our cognitive future. First, we have to understand that sleep in our 60s is different from sleep in our 20s. As we age, our sleep architecture naturally changes. We tend to experience less deep sleep, the most restorative stage, and we're more prone to waking up during the night. Because we get less of this precious deep sleep, every minute of it becomes exponentially more valuable. Skimping on sleep when you're 65 is not the same as pulling an all-nighter in college. The stakes are profoundly higher because your brain has less of a buffer and is more vulnerable to the immediate consequences. So, what is the most critical job that happens during that deep sleep? A few years ago, researchers discovered a remarkable process in the brain they named the glymphatic system. I want you to think of this as your brain's overnight cleaning crew. During the day, as your brain cells work hard, they produce metabolic waste products. Two of these waste products are proteins you've likely heard of, amyloid beta and tau. When you fall into a deep sleep, your brain cells actually shrink slightly, which widens the space between them. This allows cerebrospinal fluid to pump through your brain at a high speed, washing away all that metabolic debris, including the amyloid and tau proteins. It's a literal power washing of your brain. Now, what happens when you don't get enough deep sleep? The cleaning crew doesn't show up for work. The garbage starts to pile up. A groundbreaking study published in the journal Science used advanced imaging to show that just a single night of sleep deprivation led to a significant increase in amyloid beta protein in the human brain. This is incredibly important because the accumulation of amyloid plaques and tau angles are the hallmark pathological signs of Alzheimer's disease. The National Institute on Aging now considers poor sleep a significant and modifiable risk factor for dementia. It's a direct cause and effect relationship. Without sleep, the brain cannot clean itself, and when the brain isn't clean, toxic proteins accumulate. But the consequences of a sleepless night are not just about long-term risk. They are immediate and affect your brain's function the very next day. One of the first things to suffer is memory consolidation. You can think of your brain during the day as constantly taking in information, like a librarian receiving stacks of new books. Deep sleep and REM sleep are when the librarian actually organizes those books and puts them on the correct shelves so you can find them later. Without adequate sleep, the books just stay in messy piles on the floor. This is why you might struggle to recall new information or feel like your short-term memory is shot after a bad night. Sleep. The information never got properly filed away. Next, sleep deprivation triggers neuroinflammation. When your brain's cleaning system is offline, the leftover cellular debris can trigger an immune response. Your brain's immune cells, called microglia, become overactive, creating a state of chronic, low-grade inflammation. Scientists at institutions like Johns Hopkins are now viewing neuroinflammation as a key driver of nearly all neurodegenerative diseases, not just Alzheimer's. This inflammation can damage healthy neurons, disrupt communication between brain cells, and manifest as that feeling we all know as brain fog, that sensation of slow, fuzzy thinking and difficulty concentrating. Then there's the impact on your emotional brain. Deep inside your brain, you have a structure called the amygdala. It's your emotional gas pedal, your center for fear and anxiety. The front part of your brain, the prefrontal cortex, is the brake. It's your center for rational thought, impulse control, and emotional regulation. Research out of UC Berkeley showed that after a single night of poor sleep, the amygdala becomes hyperreactive, while the connection to the prefrontal cortex weakens. Essentially, you're all gas pedal and no brakes. This is why you might find yourself feeling more irritable, anxious, or emotionally volatile after a poor night's sleep. It's not a character flaw. It's a physiological state of your sleep-deprived brain. This creates a dangerous and frustrating vicious cycle. You have a poor night's sleep, the next day your brain is inflamed, your memory is foggy, and you're more emotionally reactive. This can lead to stress and anxiety about your performance or your health. That stress and anxiety then make it even harder to fall asleep the next night. And so the cycle continues, with each sleepless night digging a deeper and deeper hole, making it harder to climb out. It's a downward spiral that can leave you feeling helpless. But I want to end this on a message of profound hope, because this cycle can be broken. Understanding this science is the first step. The goal isn't to achieve perfect sleep every single night. That's an unrealistic pressure that can backfire. The goal is to start treating sleep not as an afterthought, but as a pillar of your health, just as important as diet and exercise. Start with small, manageable changes. The most powerful tool you have is consistency. Try to go to bed and wake up at roughly the same time every day, even on weekends. This anchors your body's internal clock or circadian rhythm. Get bright light exposure in the morning. Go for a walk or just sit by a window. This signals to your brain that it's time to be awake and alert, and it helps set the timer for sleepiness later that night. Create a wind-down routine in the hour before bed. Turn off the news, put away the phone and iPad. The blue light from screens can suppress melatonin production. Instead, read a physical book, listen to calming music, take a warm bath, or do some gentle stretching. Make your bedroom a sanctuary for sleep, cool, dark, and quiet. This isn't about adding one more thing to your to-do list. It's about giving yourself a profound gift, the gift of a clean brain, a sharp memory, and emotional balance. By prioritizing sleep, you are actively participating in the preservation of your own mind. You are investing in your future self, ensuring that your later years are filled with clarity, joy, and the cognitive health you deserve. Thank you so much for joining me today at Golden Wellness Way. This is a topic I'm deeply passionate about, and I hope it has provided you with clarity and motivation. What is your single biggest challenge when it comes to getting a good night's sleep? Please share in the comments below. Your struggles and solutions could be a great help to others in our community. If you found this information valuable, please give the video a thumbs up, share it with anyone you know who might be struggling with their sleep, and consider subscribing for more wellness wisdom every week.